some old white man that's going to help y'all out.
The only thing hot about him is that he is a hot-ass mess, honey.
Now, joyless Jasmine is facing a backlash for an appearance on The Breakfast Club last month in which she criticized Republican Byron Donalds for marrying a white woman.
We continue to put people into office, and that even means some of our skinfolk who definitely are not our kinfolk, such as Byron Donalds, who are going to continue.
And guys, let's make sure to like the video, man. Go ahead and double tap that screen. Let's get more people on the conversation and subscribe to the channel while you're at it, guys. Remember, we do this every day.
Continue to say that, like, I mean, the fact that you sitting around talking about life was better under Jim Crow, like, is this because you don't understand history? Or literally, it's because you married a white woman, and so you think that that whitewashed you. I'm not.
No, actually. Well, I would say this: we were economically better under Jim Crow. Our families were stronger under Jim Crow. Our schooling was better under Jim Crow. So it is kind of crazy how we want to talk about these racist times and all this good stuff, which they were pretty racist, but we were doing pretty damn good under racism. It's kind of weird. And all of a sudden we get all inclusive, we start downgrading. Instead of focusing on our community, instead of elevating ourselves through our community, we want to try to elevate ourselves through the government, through welfare. And look how that worked out for us, accepting handouts instead of actually depending on our community. Look how that worked out, guys. So when Jasmine Crockett come out and speak stuff like this, they miss the point. They hinge on the, oh, well, white people was racist towards us back then. Yeah, but we were outperforming them back then. Through family, education, and damn near we were catching up to them in economics. As soon as we turned to the government for assistance, we lost all that. We lost all that like momentum. I know, right? Sucks, but here we are.
In history, or literally, it's because you married a white woman, and so you think that that whitewashed you. I'm not really sure, like what it is,
well,
but
you
I
couldn't
need
even be married to a white woman under Jim
correct,
Crow.
correct, and it took Joy to call him out.
Well, there's a word for that. It's called racism, and it's certainly not the position any Democrat took on Kamala Harris, who has a Jewish husband and 2 white stepchildren, none of whom had anything at all to do with her disastrous campaign for president. I don't think Trump will run for a 3rd term, although we should waste a lot of time arguing about it. But if you did poll Americans and whether they prefer.
And guys, if you want me to go ahead and open the call-in line, let's get us to 15 super chats. I'll go ahead and open the call-in line. Yes, 15 super chats, and I will open up the call-in line.
Trump 2028.
But if not, hey, just sit back, enjoy the stream, double tap that video and like it.
To Crockett 2028, I think I know who'd win. To debate all of this and more, I'm joined by the host of Keeping It Real podcast, Gillian Michaels, Van Lathan, the co-host of the Ringer's Higher Learning podcast, Ari Fleischer, the former White House press secretary under George W. Bush, and Jesse Dollimore, host of Dollimore Daily and the I Doubt It podcast. Well, welcome to all of you. Ari Fleischer, let me just start with you, if I may. From a purely technical point of view, is there any reason that the Constitution cannot be further amended to potentially facilitate a president who wishes to serve more than 2 terms?
Pierce, I refuse to answer that question. And I refuse to answer it because this entire debate is dumb. Donald Trump has a way of making his critics take the bait. Don't take this bait. Donald Trump, no matter how his 2nd term goes, and I hope it goes well, is going to leave the political scene, leave the presidency in 2029, on January 20th, 2029. He will not run for re-election. He cannot run per the Constitution for re-election. There are other mechanisms. You could have the vice president become president, and then he could appoint Donald Trump his vice president, and then he could step down and Donald Trump could assume the presidency. That would be within the Constitution, but it's foolish. Yeah. It won't happen. This is Trump trolling everybody, and just don't fall for it.
I mean, bro, and then here's the thing. That would be pretty stupid to do. I mean, it'd be doing a lot. And then even to get an amendment, to even get the Constitution amended will require an overwhelming amount of support from the Senate, Congress, and like 75% of the states got to get down with it. Unless Trump has a spectacular performance these next 3 years, I don't see that happening.
Trump does these funny things. Just go on to the normal things we should talk about, tariffs and all the other controversies. This is not one that even is worth spending time on. He's having fun.
Well, we're gonna get to the other stuff, which I agree is probably more important, as I said in the monologue. But again, look, I'm a Brit. In Britain, I see lots of people raging away about this, but seemingly forgetting that in the UK there is no term limit for prime ministers. You can literally serve for the whole of your natural life if you manage to persuade your party and the country that you're popular enough. So, Margaret Thatcher has served 4 terms, Tony Blair did 3 terms, and so on. There is no term limit. Obviously, in the US, I think my understanding is there's not always been a 2-term limit. So when did that actually come in, Ari?
Right after Franklin Delano Roosevelt. That was a change, and the Constitution was amended. You could serve more than 2 terms from 1789, when our Constitution was created, right up till after World War II. FDR served 4 terms. The Constitution was amended. You can only be elected 2 terms. That's what the Constitution currently states, and that's why this is a non-issue. Yeah. And I can understand people are taking the bait. My advice to people is enjoy your day. Go on. Don't.
Honestly, yeah, y'all taking the bait. And here's the thing. We're really just like, I ain't gonna lie. We're hitting you with the illusionist trick. Like, look, focus on this while we do this over here. And then when we get done, you were so busy focusing on this 3rd term that when Trump gets his actual plan done, because honestly, I think he's doing this to keep y'all away from what he's actually doing. Like I said, the distraction. Let's focus over here while I do my BS over here. And then when I sideline your ass, smack y'all upside the head with the real plan, y'all can't do nothing about it. You was too focused on, the bait.
Worry about this. It will not happen. And I say that to the people who absolutely love Donald Trump. It will not happen.
It won't.
All right, Van Lathan, are you reassured that it will not happen? Or when the President of the United States says he's thinking about it, do you take him seriously?
If I was to put a percentage on it, I would give it a 80% it won't happen, 20% it will.
Yeah, so normally I probably wouldn't, because you think about, I take him seriously. I mean, you think about all the things that would have to happen. You think about, the constitutional amendment and all of that. And you think, oh, this is just bluster. This is just Trump spinning a yarn. The only thing is that he didn't want to leave the first time. So he was voted out of office in a free and fair election, and spent a whole conspiracy to create fake electors, and had a bunch of people on at the Capitol, which ended up in a very embarrassing and dangerous situation for the American government. And he essentially created an entire political movement around a lie, trying to subvert an election. So I'm not understanding why, when I've seen him mobilize in that way, that I should just think that he's messing around now.
All right, guys. Now, and like I said, it still stands. So if we can get the 15 super chats, I'll be happy to open up the call-in line. I would love to hear from some of y'all and get y'all opinions on the matter. But hey, if not, just double tap that screen for me. Let's get more people on the conversation, and let's have a good stream, guys.
I think that if Donald Trump has it in his grasp or his sphere of power to stay home for a 3rd term, that he would definitely do it. He would definitely do it. And the reason why I know that he would definitely do it is because there would be absolutely zero resistance from the rank and file on his side to stop him. They would subvert the Constitution or anything else if it meant that appeased the daddy.
Now, I know, right? It's the complete Trump derangement syndrome, man. I mean, here's the thing. This is where it kind of gets funny, because Black people, right? Y'all like to say that we tap dance for Trump, but we're tap dancing for the white man. Who controls the Democratic Party? Mostly white people. Who funds the Democratic Party? Mostly white billionaires. And guess what? These are the same white billionaire Democratic Party that are, one, convincing y'all to give up y'all job to immigrants, convincing y'all to abort y'all children, convincing y'all that it is okay to it is okay to be on government assistance and depend on the government instead of working on your community. I mean, the Dems have constantly sold the Black community down the river. Sold us, honestly, they're damn near walking us off the fucking cliff. And I ain't gonna lie, some of y'all Black community, people in the Black community, rather us walk off a cliff than turn around into a new direction. Some of y'all rather walk off with the victim mentality right into the damn river than take a turn around and try to think another way and take another route.
Okay, Gillian Michaels, I mean, again, it's an amendment to the Constitution that was made in the last 80 years. There's no logical reason why Trump couldn't move potentially to have it further amended. So he could technically try and do that. The question is whether he'd be successful.
Like, he could amend the Constitution. It is possible. Like, let's not pretend like we can't amend the Constitution. We can't amend an amendment. It's very hard to. It's very hard to. Almost impossible within this political climate. But it is something within the realm of possibility. Very slim chance, but it's still there.
Listen, I am of the ilk that we should pay attention to the things he actually does as opposed to the things that he says. Because if we were chasing down all of the bluster and all of the craziness, which I think is part of his negotiating strategies to throw the other side off balance, so on and so forth, it would be chaos. We've got 4 years to wait and deal with this problem should it arise. And there are a host of other significantly pressing issues I think we should be focused on.
Yep. Piers Morgan Uncensored.
Thank you. I would hope you libs are all of you libs are that dumb to be honestly taken away by this. Like, come on, guys. Do you not see what we're doing? I mean, it's an easy call out on this one. We're really throwing the third term in y'all face to distract you from what, well, Trump is really doing. And if you're paying attention, you kind of see what he's distracting y'all from.
Piers. So make the smart move. Call 866-692-2474 or text Piers, that's P-I-E-R-S, to 64. Right? If he's doing people who... Would you say problem? A lot of people who love Trump might not see it as a problem at all. They might think, yeah, great. If he's doing great guns by then, if he delivers on all his promises...
And guys, do you have any question, comments, or jokes for me personally? Like I said, just send it $2 up in the super chat. I'll be happy to read it out loud, engage with it, or become a member. You know, I always respond to my members in the chat.
Why not? I mean, again, I understand how the Constitution is right now to prevent it, but as Ari explained very diligently there, this has only been since the end of World War II. It's not like it's been there from the start.
So are the new amendments to the Constitution less important than the older ones, Piers?
Sorry, Jesse?
Mm-hmm.
I said, are the newer amendments to our Constitution less important than the older ones?
No, but I guess I would say, as a Brit who's not an American, so let me obviously make that clear. My accent probably gives you a clue. But I've never understood why there should be such a sacrosanct reliance on the current Constitution, given that so many of the things in it are amendments. So if they've already been amended, why couldn't they be amended again? I mean, treat me like a village idiot, Jesse. Well, hang on, let Jesse answer. But treat me like a British village idiot. If something's already been amended once, actually, why can't it be amended again?
Exactly.
It can be.
It's like we amended it to have a term. Why can't we, amend it to be no terms? To be the best man will run. If the Trump keeps cooking, if he keeps go ahead and shooting up the economy, keeps bringing jobs back here, keeps trying to bring us into a golden, and he succeeds. If he succeeds, then yeah, why not give him that opportunity? Let him keep going until the wheels fall off. I mean, that's what we did with Biden. Y'all was okay with that.
It's a Herculean endeavor to try to get that through. But I would challenge your assertion at the very beginning when you said it's a terrible way of doing business to adhere to some loyalty to the Constitution. It's the basis and foundation for the rule of law in this country, and to ignore it is at folly of the people who will do so. Republicans love to hold up their constitutions that they pull out of their pockets that are nothing but a prop and act as though they have respect for this document. When I served in the United States Marine Corps for the years that I did, I raised my right hand and swore an oath to defend and support this document against all enemies, foreign and domestic, and that includes Donald Trump. We should have a vital respect and adherence to the rule of law in this country, and it's based on the Constitution.
Okay.
And let me
all right, let's move on to...
If you were to amend the Constitution, if you were to amend the Constitution, it takes 2/3 of the House, 2/3 of the Senate, and 3/5 of the states.
Damn,
so the only way you can...
It's like 60% the House, 60% the Senate, 66% here across the board, like over 50% here, and then 3/5 is like, God damn. Like, yeah, I ain't even gonna lie, that's hard. That's a tough one. We literally have to wait for Trump's presidency to end, like to come to a close end, And then we got to go ahead and match everything up. Like, all right, how do you do here? And if he did an outstanding job to the point where, bro, not even the naysayers can sit there and be like, okay, yeah, he fucked up here and there. No, if they can't even say that, then he's going to flip a lot of states, a lot of counties, a lot of districts.
Amend the Constitution to put Trump back in there is if the Democrats want to do it. That's why it will not happen. It's a silly debate. Trump is just having fun with all of us. And it's just not there.
Do you assert, Ari, that Donald Trump is lying when he says, I'm not joking, this is what I want? He's a liar?
Oh, he's having fun. Absolutely, he's having fun. I think he has no intention of serving a third term. Let him have a successful second term. I'm more worried about that.
Well, he nearly had a successful
favor?
insurrection, so.
Yeah, can you guys do us a favor? Can you guys give us a Donald Trump fun dictionary so that we know when he's having fun, and then we also know when he's serious? Because when the president speaks, normally we take it seriously, but you guys seem to have this ESP with Donald Trump, this psychic connection to where you know when he's joking, and then you know,
or we know how to read a room. It's like there's that as well, or we know when somebody's joking, or we just know how to read the room. It's like, yeah, like you guys do take everything Donald Trump say as literal. I mean, the man was joking about a dictator for a day, and y'all took that to heart. So for this man to sit here and say, can you guys tell us when y'all joking? Bro, we did try to tell y'all when y'all joking, and y'all ain't believe us.
When he's being serious. So tariffs, Greenland, I need you guys to break it down. You guys could be in charge of it. You guys break it down and let us know when we should freak the hell out, because that seems like something that a dictator will want to do. And we don't know when he's joking. He's the president. So when he says something, we take it as him meaning it.
Okay, Ari, it's actually a reasonable point.
Donald Trump is joking.
Yeah, it's a reasonable point, Ari, isn't it? Is that Donald Trump is not like any other president. He often does say stuff which he just shoots from the hip or says things to wind up the libs or whatever it may be. It's not an unreasonable point Van is making, that it ought to be probably easier to try and process what the president of the United States actually means in any given moment.
Look, Trump was elected because he's not a politician, because he's not predictable. And I do feel sorry for his critics. I feel sorry for people who go through every day saying, oh my gosh, Trump did this, Trump sneezed that, Trump coughed this, and they die and they take it seriously. And you're right, maybe people like me have a decoder ring, and so we know when he's saying these things that you just roll your eyes and move on to the next one. I do that when
is the long live the king also part of your decoder ring?
It won't be a 51st state. I'm sorry.
All right, come on. Like I said, bro, y'all run away with this harder than we do. We just put it out there and y'all just take it to the next level. This is why I laughed. This is why I was laughing earlier, because I'm just like, bro, even if we did tell y'all it was a joke, y'all wouldn't believe us. And y'all would still take it as at face value, as if it was serious. Trump could damn near be laughing and say, all right, man, I'm just playing. And y'all would still think it was serious. So there really is nothing we could do but sit here and laugh at you guys.
Sorry.
I think this is obvious. We should be paying attention
is
to
the
the
long
things that
live
he
the king
does.
post from the White House. Would this have been something that would have flown in the George W. Bush White House to declare himself a king and also flirt with the idea that he's not joking, he wants a third term in violation of the United States Constitution?
No, this would never happen before. But Donald Trump got elected. The American people knew what they were doing when they put him there. They want somebody who's going to shake things up. Part of his shakeup is to say these things. And I'm happy to have that decoder ring. That's what I was saying.
Me too.
Canada's not going to become a 51st state. We're not going to invade Greenland, and he won't serve.
Yes, libs. All of us Trump supporters, we all have this like secret decoder ring. It was sent to us during the election. So there you go. I'm going to expose it all, guys. Yes, we were all sent the decoder ring for whenever Trump says something crazy, we hit the decoder and we're like, all right, never mind. He's just playing. Yeah, we hit that decoder ring real quick every time. I got it. I got it in the closet in the back just in case. Okay, guys. But yes, we all have a decoder ring. Freaking ridiculous, bro. Freaking ridiculous. Y'all are hilarious. I'll give you that.
A third term. It's so obvious.
So he's an unserious, unbelievable person.
So he's not
moving.
All right, Gillian, you wanted to jump in?
I would simply say you can decode it by the actions that he takes as opposed to the things that he says.
Smart.
If he makes legal moves to put himself in for a third term, then we can all be alarmed. I would be alarmed. If he actually invades Greenland, we can all be extremely alarmed. But as far as I can tell, having now lived through his first term, read his book, The Art of the Deal, and watching his first 100 days, I think there's 70 something days that have passed so far, it's the same negotiating tactics that he's employed strategically throughout his professional career and his political career. So that's your decoder ring. When he takes action to do these things outside of just the words that come out of his mouth, then we can all be alarmed about a third term.
Okay.
Smart lady. Smart lady. I mean, oh God, don't listen to our words. Don't listen to Trump's words. Listen to his actions. I mean, that goes with anybody. I mean, shoot, that goes with your girls. If you're dealing with your man, bro, don't listen to their words. Bro, what? Words don't mean nothing, but your actions mean everything. Don't listen to words. Don't take words at face value. Take actions at face value. Those will tell you everything. Let the actions speak for you. Let their actions speak for them. Don't ever listen to words, because people will sell you the sweetest story ever told, an Academy Award-winning story.
Okay, Ari,
that I worry about, Jillian Michaels.
Hang on, don't talk about Wait, don't talk about.
He's like, Daniel Castro, shout out, man. My man for starting us off. He says, shh, Set, don't tell our secrets. I'm like, hey, man, I had to at least give them one, because they're wondering how we know. And I'd be like, all right. I can tell them about the decoder ring, but y'all ain't going to get nothing else.
I want to ask Ari. I want to ask Ari a question, which is about tariffs. So on the tariffs, Trump seems to be escalating this tariff war now in a pretty radical way we've never seen before. It's no longer just reciprocal he's talking about. He's talking about, a 25% tariff on all imported cars, but also potentially a sort of global tariff on pretty much everything. Translate this for me. What is Trump's real aim here with this tariff war, do you think?
His real aim is to bring manufacturing back to the United States of America. And it's a huge roll of the dice. Every economic theory says this will be unsuccessful. It will result in an expensive trade war in which no one will win. Trump believes that the United States will win because we will start to buy products made by Americans. There'll be more blue-collar factory jobs for Americans. And that is what he wants to return to. So he doesn't care if.
And why don't the Dems never talk about that? Here's one thing the Dems never talk about. And I would give the Dems huge respect if they did this. Yes, Trump did bring a lot of manufacturing jobs. He brought this. He brought Hyundai. He brought, SoftBank. I mean, bro, he brought back the chips factories. Yeah, why can't y'all talk about that? I'm just saying, let's be honest. He is committed. He is committed to the mission. Why can't y'all talk about the fact that, the only reason why he wants Ukraine's minerals is to bring down manufacturing costs, and that's going to go ahead and work with the tariffs. Y'all see the man's plan, but y'all just refuse to talk about it. It's like I said, y'all hinged on the whole tariff argument. And I would just say, if you just look at Trump's plan as just tariffs, you're being disingenuous, to be honest with you. Come on now. It's not just tariffs. It's the tariffs that goes along with the tax policies that also goes along with the foreign trade policies. I mean, it all works in sync. It all works in sync, okay? It's not just tariffs.
If a customer is going to buy a Range Rover and the price of the Range Rover is now 25% higher, he hopes that.
And shout out to my man Kroger's water. Hold on, man. First, shout out to Daniel Castro, Kroger's water bottle and strict. Appreciate the support, guys. But shout out Kroger's water bottle. He says, I ain't getting no decoder. I guess I'm a libtard. Dang, bro, but you want to check your last address or something? I know they said it's almost everybody, bro. Come on, just you got to get your decoder. You never know. And shout out my man Strict 99. They can't tell when Trump is joking. Hell, I thought Biden was a joke his whole time in office. All right, that was funny. Come on. For real though. I mean, the whole administration was a joke at that point. I mean, the man fumbling upstairs, fumbling his words, forgetting guest names. I mean, I almost thought it was a joke too. I'm like, bro, they can't be serious.
Will happen. That way the customer buys a Cadillac made in Michigan. That's his gamble. That's his roll of the dice. It's a huge risk. But that's what he thinks, and I think it's genuine.
Bro, that's what we're all betting on. I mean, bro, we're literally betting on the consumers to not low-key betray American values and be like, oh, well, F Trump, I'm going to still buy these Chinese-made goods, these foreign-made goods, just to F Trump and pay these higher prices so I can complain about them. I mean, there's people who's literally going to do that. Remember this, guys. There's little people who hate Trump that much will send their pocketbooks into the negative just to spite Trump. Like, what this might do is take, you know, a guy who want to buy a BMW to buying maybe like a Buick or a Cadillac. A guy who's wanting to buy a Nissan to buying a Ford or a Chevy. It's like, yes, this is what we're doing. We're trying to shift the consumer purchase because, yes, these foreign-made cars are cheaper. Therefore, we go for these foreign-made cars. It's still going to get the job done. They're cheaper. They come with the same damn features damn near. Not as great, don't last as long, but they're still there. Now, if we go ahead and raise the price to the price of the American car, or the American car is cheaper, it's going to be a lot more fair. It's going to be a lot more fair out here. Now we're going to start looking at these side by side and be like, all right, so do I want the Chevy or do I want the Nissan? Because they're damn near the same price. Now I'm just looking at it for which product is better. And this is going to pretty much either make both companies increase their ingenuity. I mean, honestly, increase the efficiency of their engineering, or one's just going to fall off.
He wants to return manufacturing to America.
Okay, Van.
I mean, shout out capitalism, bro. Shout out capitalism. Man, it just pushes technological advancement every damn time, man. Shout out capitalism.
Essentially, what is... Well, hang on, Jesse. I'll come to you after Van. Van,
of course, this has its downsides. But, man, look, boy, you wouldn't have this cell phone, the camera, and all that without it.
Basically, what is wrong with that ideology? I mean, if Trump recognizes that American manufacturing has been disappearing rapidly, a lot of jobs and factories outsourcing out to other countries, actually, is he wrong? I mean, let's put aside the way he's going about this, which many think is too radical and can't work, but is he wrong in trying to bring manufacturing back in a big way to the United States?
All right, two things. One, I want to respond to Jillian real quick. So you're right when Trump does something, but remember, we saw Trump try to overturn an election. Use nefarious and illegal means to try to overturn an election, right? So we've
no, he didn't. Actually, he just tried to get his VP. He tried to get his VP to pretty much just say, hey, yo, hold this up and let's get this investigated. Don't just go through with this, bro. Because apparently our constituents feel mad about the voters feel cheated. Trump feel cheated. The only person that didn't feel cheated was his VP. And his VP could have at least stood by him and been like, all right, look, I may not believe it, but my man's saying it. Let's just look into it, guys. But he didn't even give us that. He didn't even give him that courtesy. So this is why I always say that whole Pence thing was a bit weird. And Donald Trump didn't enforce nothing. Anybody who thinks that was an insurrection, I mean, bro, Black Lives Matter riot. If you compare the two, we're talking about people hurt, police hurt, property damage, businesses damage. Yeah, the BLM riots, I mean, bro, it outweighs January 6th by many metrics.
Seen him take action to subvert constitutional law and American norms. We've seen him do that. That's the first thing. So when he's not just,
he wasn't successful though.
He wasn't successful because
should
the
it happen
system
again?
I mean, shoot, there wasn't nothing to be successful about. It wasn't an insurrection. It was just a riot. Honestly, no, my bad. It was a protest that turned into a riot. That's it. That's all we can say about it. Like the problem with calling it an insurrection is, here's the problem. They were attacking a Capitol building. Last time I checked, if you want to overthrow the government, you got to take out the leader, right? Which would be the president. So if they wanted to have an insurrection, they'd attack the White House and they'd been coming for Biden's head. Because attacking the Capitol wouldn't cause an insurrection. Even if they'd have took over the Capitol building, that wouldn't have been an insurrection. An insurrection would have been the people taking over the Washington building and they damn near got the president's head on a stick. That would be an insurrection. Like, y'all, I ain't gonna lie. The way y'all painted an insurrection is kind of soft. It's a bit too soft for me.
But not because he didn't
should
try.
it happen again, though?
Okay, system held, not because he didn't try.
Should he try again?
So secondly, this is what I would say about the tariffs.
It's like, no, think about it like this. If January 6th, so let's say they did walk in there and they took out the VP and everybody in there, would that have stopped our government? Would that have been an insurrection? No, we still got our president and our other authorities. this would have been a very tragic day. It'd have been tragic, but it wouldn't have stopped our government. That's why I can't even call it an insurrection. Can't even call it an attempted insurrection, because even in the attempt that they succeeded, it wouldn't have been an insurrection.
Number one is we would all like to see domestic manufacturing come back to the United States. We would all like to see Americans have wage growth and stable jobs. The point that I'm making is, or that a lot of people are making is this doesn't work.
Be right back.
Trump instituted his tariffs in his first term, and he, tried to raise prices on foreign goods. Do you know what happened? Domestic goods actually went up as well. And the reason why they went up as well was because those domestic manufacturers saw demand. They saw the fact that they were now in demand, and they rose prices to meet the prices of foreign goods that were also more expensive. Of course, it matters the way that you do something, because the way that you do something denotes whether or not that something works or not. Jillian was a fitness expert. I like to run. I also like to eat brownies in excess every night around 7 p.m. It's not going to work that way, right, Jillian? I'm going to break even. So you have to do something in the way that will allow it to be successful. And this tariff thing is not going to work. And that's not a red hat or a blue hat saying that. That's economists who are studying it and looking at it independently.
Okay, Jesse.
Well, not to mention the fact that even if we were to accept the premise of what Donald Trump is